Hello, writers, and welcome back. Today we are moving into Unit 3 in our textbook, and that is about the topic sentence. If you'll remember, in the last video, we went over Unit 2, and we talked about brainstorming and mind mapping and how to prepare for writing. So the things you do before you start writing to get ready. One note I want to make is preparation is very important in writing. And the better you prepare and think about what you want to write, and the more time you take making notes and organizing ideas, if you spend time doing that, it will make the writing part go much, much faster. And actually, it'll make the writing part almost easy. Whereas if you just sit down and try to start writing, you'll find yourself starting over again and running into problems and even having to throw out lots of your work and start over. So just keep in mind the time you spend preparing your writing, the easier it will be and the better it will go, and faster too. So please keep that in mind. No matter what you need to write, always take the time to brainstorm, mind map, organize, and prepare. Okay, I thought today I would change it up a little bit. So I'm not doing, you will not see my face in today's video. I just thought I'd do something a little bit different. So today we'll go through the topic sentence unit here, Unit 3 in your textbook, Great Writing. And there's a little bit of grammar in here as well. We'll talk about sentence fragments and commas, how to use them, and comma splices. All right, so let's get started. So this is just a reminder here about the 4 features of a good paragraph, which we've talked about every week so far. So it has the topic sentence with the main idea, and the sentences all relate to that one topic. The first line, you remember, is indented. That is the tab button on your computer will indent the first sentence for you. And then a good paragraph also has a final concluding sentence that ends the paragraph logically. In this unit, we're going to focus on the topic sentence, recognizing a good topic sentence, writing a good topic sentence, knowing what makes a topic sentence good or bad. All right, so let's move along here. And this first example paragraph is a little bit hard, so I would like to skip over this one. So you don't, if you want at home, you can go ahead and read it, but it's a little bit, basically it's a little bit too much just to explain what a topic sentence is and give examples. So we're going to skip over that whole paragraph and activity, and we'll go down here to activity 2. This is just asking you to think about what you already know about topic sentences. This is probably not the first time that you have heard about topic sentences, and I'm sure you've written them before. So this activity just helps you think about what you already know about topic sentences. So this first example, the topic is winter, and it gives 3 example sentences. And we're going to put a check next to the one that is the best topic sentence. And you should also be prepared to explain your answers. Why? So why, for number 1, we have winter is a good season. Okay. Winter weather is cold and it snows. Okay. the best season for kids is winter. Okay. So you, in this example, you would need to explain why winter is a good season is not a good topic sentence. Oh, look at this. I'm going to see if I can write on here. So winter is a good season. Why is that not a good topic sentence? Winter weather is cold and it snows. Okay, why is that not good? And if you think number 3 is the best season for winter, or for kids, is winter. So why are these two bad and why is this one good? So in the case of winter is a good season, can you think about what might be a problem with that one? If you're imagining, if I gave you that sentence and said, here's the topic sentence, winter is a good season. I gave that to you and I said, okay, now write a paragraph. Would that be easy for you to do or would that be difficult? It would be difficult. And the reason why is because it is too big of a topic. It's way too much. So a good topic sentence should be a little bit more specific. So let's look at number 2. So then we just, yeah, we don't like that one, right? Look at number 2 here. Winter weather is cold and it snows. Okay, that's more specific than winter is a good season. But I'm still not liking that one. So what's wrong with that one? Well, it just describes winter. There's really not much else to say. So winter weather is cold and it snows. Okay. Well, it's hard to come up with more things to say than that. So that's why. So this one is maybe too specific. The first one is too general. This one's too specific. And the third one, the best season for kids is winter. Okay, that works. It's about winter, which is general, but we've got a specific idea here that it's the best season for kids. And we can imagine in the paragraph there will be some reasons why winter is the best season for kids and some examples probably with each reason. So that's how you should go about analyzing the sentences in this activity. So you can do this one. You're going to write in the general topic. If I look here quickly, I see soccer, soccer, and soccer. So the general topic here is going to be soccer. It's hard to write with a mouse, but I'll do my best. But now it'll be up to you to decide which one is the best topic sentence and why. Okay, so go ahead and do that for the rest of those. And here we have a little summary about, so what are the features of a good topic sentence? What are the features of a good topic sentence? So it should guide the whole paragraph. Right? After you read a topic sentence, you should know what's going to come in the paragraph. If you read a topic sentence and you're not sure what you're going to read about in the paragraph, then it's not a good one. Okay. It also should not be a general fact that everyone accepts as true. That was actually the problem. If we go back up to that number 1 here, this is this one. This is a general fact. Winter's cold and it snows. That's a general fact. People accept it as true. And similarly, libraries have books. It's true, but it's a general fact. It's not a good idea for a topic sentence. Okay, the next one, it should be specific. Tea is delicious is not a good topic sentence because it's too general. That was our problem. Up here in number 1, winter's a good season. That was too general. Winter's a good season. So that was the problem there. Okay. And it should be specific, but not too specific. If it's too specific, like this example, this monolingual dictionary contains more than 42,000 words. What more can you say about that? Right? You can't say, well, the first word is aardvark and blah, 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 and go on to from A to Z. That would not be a good topic sentence. And finally, a good topic sentence has controlling ideas. These are words that help guide the flow. So you'll have a topic, and then you'll have some words that tell you what will be said about the topic. And we'll look a little bit more closely at controlling ideas right here. Okay, so it says the controlling ideas have been underlined. So number 1, the best season for kids is winter. What's our topic? I'll circle our topic. That's winter. The controlling idea tells us what we're going to be saying about winter. And that is the best season for kids. Soccer is popular for many reasons. All right, soccer is our topic. And now, controlling idea, we're going to learn why soccer is popular. Number 3, people from many different cultures live in LA. So this, what is our topic here? Basically the people in LA, people in LA. So we can expect that we're going to learn about different people who live there. And finally, number 4, many language students prefer bilingual dictionaries to monolingual dictionaries. In case you're wondering what this means, monolingual dictionary is just one language. So if you use an English dictionary where the words are in English and the definitions are also in English, that is a mono. Mono means one. So monolingual dictionary, one language. Bilingual dictionary has 2 languages. So for example, if you use Naver to look up words in English, you'll look up the English word and then it'll tell you the Korean word. So that's bilingual. Bi means 2 language dictionary. Okay, and again, this paragraph would tell us about why, the reasons why many students prefer this 2 language dictionary to a 1 language dictionary. Okay, then down here in activity 3, it's your chance to practice picking out controlling ideas in a topic sentence. So they have circled the main idea already, and you're going to underline the part that gives us more specific information about what we'll find in the paragraph. So if we do this one, the SAT reasoning test, so this is like the American Suning, contains 3 distinct sections that deal with 3 important skills. So this basically this whole thing is going to be the controlling idea, specifically the 3 distinct sections and the skills that we'll talk about in the paragraph. Okay, so that you can go ahead and do the rest by yourself. I'm just looking here to see if there's any vocabulary that might be hard. The shocking crash of a 747 jumbo jet off the coast of New York baffled investigators. Baffled means if you're baffled, you're confused. You have no idea what happened. You're having a hard time figuring out what happened. Okay, crossword puzzles are not only educational and fun, but also addictive. So addictive, it means once you start doing it, you can't stop. It's addictive. And let's see, I think everything's okay in this. Number 4. Okay, so we can move on down. Number 5. Appealing just means attractive. Although buying a house might seem attractive, might seem like a good idea, Renting has many advantages. Okay, so then let's go ahead and move down to activity 4. And this is more practice with controlling ideas. So again, you're going to choose which of these sentences is the best topic sentence, just like you did in that earlier activity. So read each sentence and put a check mark next to the best topic sentence, and then underline the controlling ideas, the controlling idea in the sentence. Okay, and why don't we do number 1 together? It says, most of the girls in the class get higher grades in Spanish than the boys. Okay. Research has shown that girls are better at languages than boys. Okay. Many students like languages very much. Okay, I'll give you a moment to think about that. Which one would you say is the best topic sentence? Okay, well, why don't we talk about which one's not very good? I'm going to look at this short one first. Many students like languages very much. That is way too general, right? We don't know what kind of students we're talking about. There's a lot you could say about that. And languages, which one? There's lots of languages. How can you put all of that in one paragraph? That would be very difficult. All right, let's go up here to the first one. Most of the girls in the class get higher grades in Spanish than the boys. Well, if you remember earlier when we talked about what is a good topic sentence, we said that a good topic sentence should not be a general fact that everyone accepts as true. And this would be a fact. If I look at all the grades in the class, I can see, okay, the girls generally get higher grades in Spanish than the boys. There's really not a whole lot more you can say about that. So let's look at this one. Research has shown that girls are better at languages than boys. All right. So what's our controlling idea here? Girls are better at languages than boys. Okay, we're going to talk about this research that's shown that girls are better than boys. Okay, so you go ahead and just like that, analyze the rest of these in this activity. I think, let's see here. I don't see any words that would be too hard. No, I think you'll be okay there. If there's a word, as always, if you come across a word that you don't know and you can't figure out from the context, go ahead and use a dictionary. You can use a bilingual one like Neighbor, but why not use a monolingual one? If you go to Longman is one of my favorite dictionaries. I'll write it here. If you just do a Google search for Longman, this is a great student dictionary for English language learners. To me, that's a little bit better than using a Korean English dictionary, a bilingual one, this monolingual, because it gives you more practice, because you're going to have to, it'll explain the word to you in English, and that'll give you more practice with English. All right, activity 5 has a little bit more practice with controlling ideas. And these are all general. These sentences are all too general. So they want you to rewrite the sentence and add a controlling idea to make it more specific, to be something that you could actually write about. So think about it like this. Think about, I gave you this topic sentence, flowers are beautiful, and you see it and you think, oh, there's too much. How can I write about that? I need something that's easier to write about. So you're going to add an idea to this to make it easier to write about. And here's, for this one, here's two examples. Example A: flowers are the best gift to receive when you are feeling down. Down is like depressed, feeling sad, gloomy. Okay, so that's a good one, good option. And then the second option they have here: only 4 kinds of flowers grow during the short summers in Alaska. So you can see in both cases here, our topic is flowers. And here we're talking about 4 kinds of flowers, but flowers is the topic. And so here down here, cats are nice. What are 2 possible sentences, topic sentences you could write about cats? And down here we have Paris, the English alphabet. Mailing some letters is, so sending some letters in the mail is expensive. And tennis is an enjoyable sport. So again, 2 new topic sentences with controlling ideas related to each of these topics. Okay, now we're gonna, in activity 6, you're gonna practice writing topic sentences for a paragraph. And you'll see here that the paragraph is written for you already, but there's no topic sentence. So you're gonna read the paragraph and then go back and think, okay, what would be a good topic sentence for this paragraph? So first thing you need to do is figure out, it can be a little confusing because the topic sentence tells us what a paragraph is about and we'll know what to expect. But if you just start reading this here with no topic sentence, you're going to feel a little bit lost. This is a good reminder of how important topic sentences are and why they're so important. They really help us figure out where we are and what we're going to be seeing. You feel lost if you don't have one, but we can work it out. So let's do this one together. Young people tend to buy them because they want to look cool to their friends. So we have this word them here. We don't know what's them yet. Them, probably we would have learned about that in the topic sentence, but we don't have that. So we're going to have to keep reading to figure it out. It is much easier for a young person to impress other people with a fast sports car than with your father's minivan. Minivan. Okay, so now I have an idea about what this might be about, but I'm going to read the next sentence first just to double check. Wealthy people, rich people, however, enjoy sports cars because they want to show others that they have status in their community. Okay, so I'm going to say that I see sports car here and I see it here. I have never seen a doctor or a lawyer driving around in an old station wagon. Finally, sports cars appeal to adventurers. Adventurers are people who like to take risks on the road. Whatever the reasons, I think sports cars are here to stay. That's his concluding sentence. Okay, so what's our topic here? This them, what was the them referring to? Sports cars, sports cars. And then this concluding sentence, whatever the reasons, I think sports cars are here to stay. So what did he do in this paragraph? He talked about young people liking sports cars. He talked about wealthy people, and he talked about adventurers all liking sports cars. So I'll give you a minute to think about, write down your own idea. What do you think would be a good topic sentence for this paragraph? Make sure you have the topic included as well as a controlling idea and correct punctuation. Okay, and there are many different possible answers for this. One simple, really basic one would just be, for example, I'll try to write it here. Sports. Let me cross that out. I'll make it even simpler. People like I'm just going to write SC for sports cars for now, just to save time. People like sports cars for many, I'm going to write in cursive here to be a little bit easier. Reasons. Hope you can read that. It's kind of ugly. Okay, so people like sports cars for many reasons. Or people buy sports cars for many reasons. That's just one example. There are several possibilities here. So you write the one that works best for you. Okay, you're going to do the same thing with this paragraph about dinosaurs. And this one about exercise. And this one about food. And this one about excuse me, about a language learning method. Okay, so we'll move on down here. We're going to do a little bit of comma practice. So this is a comma practice activity. Sentences here, some of these are correct, but some are wrong and they're missing a comma. So if you need more help with commas, in the back of this book on pages 231 to 238, there are more activities. So let's look at this one. Malaysia and Thailand are two countries in Southeast Asia. Malaysia and Thailand are two countries in Southeast Asia. Is there any place where you need to naturally pause here to say that? No, that one's okay. I would say this one is okay. Number 2, now we have two clauses here. Because they are located next to each other, we might expect these two nations to share many similarities. All right, we have two dependent clauses here. We need to connect these somehow. And you'll see that I stopped briefly. Because they are located next to each other, we might expect these two nations to share many similarities. So this because they put this because here, we need more information to explain this idea. Because they are located next to each other, what? We're waiting for the rest of it, and this is the rest of it. We might expect these two nations to share many similarities. To a certain extent, this is true. I would put a comma right here. To a certain extent, comma, little pause, this is true. So go ahead and do the rest of those. And again, be prepared to explain why you put a comma there. Here's in activity 8, you're going to copy the paragraph from activity 7 in the same order. And this is just to make sure you remember how to indent, and it just gives you it's a little warm up to do your own writing. Okay, now we have a little bit of grammar. Language focus on sentence fragments and comma splices. These are two of the biggest problems that I see when I read students' papers. And so it explains here what these are and how to fix them. To be honest, the best way to get good at this is to read a lot in English, to read a lot of good writing in English. And not just read it, though, not just passively read it. You need to also think deeply about it. So anytime you read a sentence in an English book, for example, think about, basically notice how they use punctuation. And the more you do that, the better you'll get at it. That's how native speakers learn to write well. You will never meet a native speaker who is a good writer who does not read a lot. It's just not possible. The same thing, I'm sure, in Korean. If you read a lot in Korean, I'm sure your Korean writing is much better than someone who does not read that much in Korean. Okay, so a sentence fragment is not a complete sentence. It's missing something, and usually a subject or a verb. So if that fragment is just sitting there, it doesn't make sense because it's missing something important. And the easiest way to fix that is by adding the missing part. So if it's missing a subject, put in a subject. If it's missing a verb, put in the verb. And so here we have two examples. So number one, I went to Italy last summer. Was a wonderful trip. I want to go again if I can. And so here, was a wonderful trip. We're missing a subject. What was a wonderful trip? And in Korean, you don't use this so much, but in English, this word it is very often a subject. And so you need to get used to it and get familiar and comfortable with using it as a subject. So it was a wonderful trip. Italy was a wonderful trip. Our trip to Italy. Okay, the next one is similar. We'll skip over that one. Number 3, only a small number of university students choose to major in art. Okay, that by itself is okay. That's one full sentence. But then here, because they are concerned about future job possibilities. So this second clause here is giving us a reason why a small number of students choose to major in art. And so that's got to be part of the sentence. By itself, this because clause can't sit there. Because what, right? And that the reason, the answer to because what needs to be in the sentence, and it's not here. It's in a separate sentence. So there are a couple of ways you could correct this. You could combine them like this. Only a small number of university students choose to major in art because they are concerned about future job possibilities. So that's a very simple way to combine it. You can also take your because clause and put that at the beginning, like they show you here. Because they are concerned about future job possibilities, comma, only a small number of university students choose to major in art. But if you do that, if you put that because clause first, remember you need the comma to separate it. So I'll highlight that comma there. Okay, so that's fragments and fixing fragments. And then we also have comma splices. And that's where you have 2 or more sentences connected with a comma. Okay. And there are a couple of ways to fix these. One is to just separate them into different sentences, putting a period, right? And then a capital letter. Or you can connect the sentences with a connecting word like and, but, or after the comma. Let's see what we did here. So last summer I went to Italy. It was a wonderful trip. So these are 2 complete sentences separated by a comma. So that's a problem. So you could say, you could just put in your period and then a capital I, make them two sentences. Sentence one, sentence two. I went to Italy last summer, period. It was a wonderful trip. Or you could somehow combine the ideas into one sentence. My trip to Italy last summer was wonderful, right? Or you could say like, I went to Italy last summer, comma, and it was a wonderful trip. Something like that. Many possibilities, but the way that it was, last summer I went to Italy, comma, it was a wonderful trip, that was incorrect. Okay, and then you can look more carefully at numbers 2 and 3. And then down here, you've got an activity to practice correcting fragments and comma splices. So you're gonna read the sentence or sentences, and if it's a comma splice, you're gonna write CS. If it's a fragment, you're gonna write SF. And there's some of these are correct. In that case, you can write a C, and then there's nothing to do. If you write sentence fragment or comma splice, make sure you correct the sentence, and there might be more than one option. Let's see. So let's look at number 2 together. Yesterday's weather caused problems for many travelers. Okay, that seems okay. Yesterday's weather, subject, verb, caused problems for many travelers. That's a good sentence. Most of the flights were canceled. That seems fine too. Okay, now we have due to the torrential rains and high winds. We're missing something here. So this is going to be a fragment. This sentence is the problem right now. So it is a sentence fragment. So that means if it's a fragment, it means it's missing something. We don't have a verb here, do we? And we really don't have a subject either. So this fragment is connected to this sentence, and that's where we got to fix it. So what could we do? What is this doing? Due to. That is similar to saying because of. So that's giving a reason why the flights were canceled. So the easiest way to fix this one is to just delete that period and make a lowercase d here. Most of the flights were canceled due to the torrential rains and high winds. That's all you need to do to fix this one. Okay. And now you have just 2 sentences, and they are both grammatically correct. Okay, so you can go ahead and do the rest of those by yourself. And that leaves us with our vocab activity. Word associations. I'm not going to go through all of these today. You've seen me do it a couple of times, so you know how to do it. So the way you should do it is go through quickly first, and if you know it right away, just circle your answer. And if there's one you have no idea, maybe the word is brand new to you and you have no idea, then skip that one. And when you get done going through all of these, then go back and look up those words in a dictionary. And then you can find which association is better. And same thing here. Handicrafts are made hand. The way you say some of these things in Korean is different from how you say them in English, so pay attention to that. I think some students might think with hand, sonoro 만졌다, but it's by hand in English. Handicrafts are made by hand. And you can do the rest of those by yourself. And that brings us to original student writing. This you're going to do in the online discussion. in Canvas. So you've got 4 general topics down here. Best type of job, foods that are good for your health, ways we can conserve or save energy, and how computers are changing society. If you don't like these topics, you can change them a little bit. So for example, if you don't want to just focus on computers, like how technology maybe is changing society. Or number 3, if you don't like, if you're interested in the topic but not exactly that one, you could, ways we can reduce pollution, for example, something like that. Or for number 2, maybe if you don't want to talk about foods, you could talk about like the best exercises for your health. So you're free to change these topics a little bit if you want to. So of course we talked last week about brainstorming and mind mapping. So after you choose your topic, make sure you do a mind map here and take a picture of your mind map and send it to me, or post it to your online discussion. There's an you can attach the files there. So attach that picture there so I can see what your brainstorm looks like. And then after you brainstorm, then you can start writing and write your paragraph. As always, make sure you have a title and indent it. Make sure you have a good topic sentence and supporting sentences that all go back to that topic, and a concluding sentence as well. Okay. This is just the part about writing the paragraph. And you don't have to worry about that or that. And okay, that's it. So that is our lecture for this week. Make sure you post your online discussion by Friday. And the exact date I'll put on Canvas so it's clear. All right. And as always, if you have any other questions, please send me a message and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Hope you've enjoyed this lecture, and I look forward to reading your paragraphs. So have a great day and see you soon. Bye.